Cuba is a fascinating country with a rich culture, history, and unique features. Here are some interesting facts about Cuba. The island of Cuba is the largest in the Caribbean, covering an area of about 42,000 square miles, 110,000 square kilometers. It is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Caribbean Sea. Havana, Cuba's capital, is home to one of the oldest colonial cities in the Americas, dating back to 1519. Its Old Havana district is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Havana is famous for landmarks like the Malecón, Plaza de la Revolución, and Old Havana. Cuba is famous for producing some of the world's finest cigars. Cuban cigars are often considered a symbol of luxury and quality due to their meticulous production process. Cuba became a socialist state after Fidel Castro's successful revolution in 1959, overthrowing the US-backed dictator Fulgencio Batista. Castro ruled the country for almost 5 decades until he stepped down in 2008. Raúl Castro, his brother, who succeeded him as president in 2008 and was responsible for some of the country's political and economic reforms. More recently, Miguel Díaz-Canel became president in 2018, marking the first time in decades that someone without the Castro name led the country. Due to trade restrictions, many Cuban people have kept vintage American cars from the 1950s running through the years. These classic cars have become iconic symbols of Cuba's unique character. Cuba is the birthplace of numerous music genres, including salsa, mambo, and son cubano. The island's rich musical traditions continue to influence global music culture. Today, famous Cuban musicians include Celia Cruz, Tito Puente, and Compe Segundo. Cuban music has had a major impact globally, especially in the Latin music scene. Cuba's monetary system is unique and has undergone several changes in recent years. For many years, Cuba operated under a dual currency system, which involved 2 currencies: Cuban peso, CUP, the local currency used by ordinary Cubans for daily transactions; convertible peso, CUC, a currency that was pegged to the US dollar and primarily used by tourists, foreign businesses, and those who had access to remittances or foreign currency. However, in recent years, reform aimed to simplify the monetary system and stabilize the economy by allowing the Cuban peso, CUP, to become the sole official currency. The United States imposed a trade embargo on Cuba in 1960, which remains in place, although there have been attempts to ease it over the years. The embargo has led to significant economic challenges in Cuba. While Cuba's economy has historically relied on sugar and tobacco exports, it is diversifying into other industries, such as biotechnology, tourism, and medical services. Despite this, it still faces economic challenges due to ongoing embargoes and internal inefficiencies. Cuba has one of the best healthcare systems in the world. The government provides free medical care to all citizens, and Cuba has some of the highest life expectancy rates in Latin America. Cuba also has a strong education system, and the literacy rate is one of the highest in the world. The government emphasizes education, and the country produces many doctors, engineers, and scientists. Baseball is Cuba's national sport and is deeply ingrained in the country's culture. Many famous baseball players, including some who have gone on to play in the MLB, hail from Cuba. The game of bocce is very popular in Cuba, and it's played in parks, beaches, and communal areas. It's a beloved pastime that represents the social and laid-back nature of Cuban life. The famous revolutionary figure, Ernesto Che Guevara, played a significant role in Cuba's 1959 revolution and has since become an icon of revolutionary movements worldwide. The Cuban sandwich, known for its combination of ham, roasted pork, Swiss cheese, pickles, and mustard, is a popular food item in Cuba and the US, especially in Florida. Other foods are arepa vieja, shredded beef in a tomato sauce, arroz con pollo, chicken and rice, and lechon asado, roast pork. Cuba's blend of historical significance, cultural richness, and vibrant people makes it a country worth learning about.